Welcome back to Will, a Wonderful World. Last time, we helped Alicia and Chang Youngmin again. Youngmin's gotten involved with the need to protect his unexpected love interest, his lieutenant, Kang Baek-ya. And Alicia really misses her brother, but seems to have been saved by a convenient passerby. It looks like our letters today, however, are bringing us back to our high school trio. Let's take a look.
有没有搞错?
VR rules!
젠장.
Oh.
어떻게 이럴 수가?
Oh, it was not Wen Zhaoren, it was Kang Baek-ya.
Dios, ¿qué hice mal?
And Alicia. The moral of the story is don't believe a fucking word I say. Alright, Alicia's got her own solo letter. Someone named Jack. And Jimmy and Kang Baek-ya are tied now. Jimmy has like the most connections to like any cast member, I feel like, at this point. Like one with and Jimmy's the most connected, rather. She's got connections with Li Wen, that's one. Carlos, that's two. Kang Baek-ya, that's three. Oh wait, no, Carlos also has three. Carlos was tied with Sang-gun. Alright, my bad. I didn't mean to take away the spotlight from you, Carlos. That's it. Kang Baek-ya that we knew was in a bit of trouble. And Jimmy is Jimmy. So let's get him out of the way.
Hey, I just noticed that there's a cat on the letter. This is the first time I've ever seen something like this.
Technically, we saw math in Youngmin's letter last time. But I guess math isn't quite as interesting as a drawing of Sir Spotty. Oh. This must be a doodle that Jimmy sketched on the letter. So why was Youngmin doing math on his letter? If the doodle is very obvious, it might show up on the letters we receive.
What is this that he drew?
I think it's a cartoon cat called Sir Spotty. It was pretty famous in their world. We also have it in our dictionary. From, like, the very first episode. However many hours ago it was.
Well, I didn't know he was a painter too. That's impressive.
It is also impressive that she would consider that painting. Something like this barely qualifies him as a painter. Today was Sunday. I climbed out of bed a lot earlier than usual. I wanted to try my brand new VR game before Rocky woke up. In the 1960s, Ivan Sutherland, father of computer graphics, proposed in his paper, The Ultimate Display, that computers will be able to control everything in the virtual world. The chairs can be sat on, the bullets can be fatal, the so-called ultimate display. Nevertheless, the first relatively mature VR system didn't appear until the 1980s, when Scott Fisher developed View at NASA's Ames Research Center. The system included subsystems such as a head display, hand glove, voice recognition, and surround sound. It was used primarily for the astronaut training at NASA. Fast forward to 2016, the conversation surrounding VR and various types of headsets started to get serious, and it was widely regarded as the year of virtual reality. Was it? 2016 feels so long ago. This game came out in 2017 again. I genuinely don't remember. All the conversations were kickstarted because of the first consumer-grade head display being finally produced by Oculus, which was bought earlier by Facebook in 2014. The deal successfully brought the concept of VR to the public. In any case, VR isn't really as young as many people think, and it means much more than just a display in a headset. I don't have a VR headset. That must be why I'm out of touch. I am not a young person. Jimmy is, though. There were all kinds of games available now. FPS, dancing games, even X-rated ones. The VR gear was the big thing these days, and the good ones were all so expensive. The one I got cost almost 10 grand? If I hadn't told my dad that I was buying this for research purposes, which technically wasn't entirely untrue, there was no way he would have bought it for me. Excuse me? 10 grand? In what currency? And what is this research? Is it X-rated research? I put the gear on. It was more like a helmet, really. It was quite heavy. It just struck me. His research is tennis murders. However, wow, it did feel quite realistic. It was as if my body had entered the virtual world. I changed my position. That felt so good. Oh. 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 Oh? I tried all of the tricks that I could. I was exhausted. Oh. Oh. I took off the gear and realized that Rocky had been up. So Rocky's just been watching Jimmy pelvic thrust in the air. Jimmy doing the John Travolta and Jamie Lee Curtis. He was wearing the smart glasses that I bought a while ago and was looking right in my direction. My eyes widened in shock when I noticed the recording light blinking on the glasses. Rocky? What are you doing? The way you were playing looked too funny, so I decided to keep it for posterity. Record my ass! The automatic streaming option was on! Wait, what? Streaming? I hurried over to my computer, logged into the streaming website, and checked my channel. Oh my gosh. Everything had been broadcast. Wait, isn't that the kind of thing that gets you banned? There had been over 5 million viewers and it went straight to the top of the rankings. Commenters had gone berserk. Everyone was screaming, "Pervert! Tunt in the pants!" Somebody even said they would dox me. I was so screwed. You know what? Yeah, this, for once, this is an actual problem, Jimmy. Your roommate's a dick. That's a problem. I will grant you that. Let's see someone with more problems. I really did not think it was an X-rated one. I really did think he was researching tennis. It really took until this bit for me to realize Sir's body doesn't deserve this kind of flatter. Moving on. 11 p.m. Warehouse 23, Port of Busan. The warehouse was half full. There was an asphalt barrel in the middle of it that did not seem to belong there. I walked towards it to check its contents. As I had suspected, it wasn't filled with asphalt. A person had been stuffed inside. It was a very muscular man. He was barely breathing. This morning at work, I had received an express delivery. There was nothing but a photo in the envelope, with time and location written on its back. The same barrel was in the center of the photo. It was at the exact same spot that I was looking at right now, with my own eyes. Then I heard scurrying footsteps near the gate of the warehouse, and the clinking sounds of guns. Warehouse 23 belonged to the Muslim gang. It could not have been more obvious that this was a trap set up for me by Tue Yohan. Yet I had to come. 20 minutes later, the muscular man and I were tied together, sitting on the ground with our backs against each other. The two guards who were in charge of watching us had been waiting for their replacement, but they were so sleepy that they could barely keep their eyes open. It was pretty late after all. Anyone who had to watch two middle-aged men like us would get sleepy. I quietly cut the rope with the razor blade glued to my sleeve, while the guards were dozing off. Then I grabbed the Glock 43 that I had hidden in my pant leg and covered it with my palms. He really does pack it in his pants, huh? Glock 43, aka G43, is a semi-automatic pistol produced by the Austrian weapons manufacturer Glock GmbH. The standard magazine has a capacity of 6. G43 is a slimline version of the compact Glock 26, of the subcompact Glock 26, that features an ultra-compact slide-in frame, which makes it the smallest one in the entire series. The extension at the end of the magazine provides additional support at the pinky finger. It helps improve the accuracy of shooting. Accuracy, stability, and compactness has made it one of the favorites of undercover detectives and private security officers. After years of police work around here, I knew every single warehouse at this port like the back of my hand. All of the warehouses from number 15 to number 25 were large-sized ones. They were usually filled with lots of huge cargo containers. If there were some reinforcements outside to distract them, I should be able to defend myself inside, even with only 6 bullets. They were not the only ones waiting for their prey tonight. This was all part of my plan. There was a shoddy clock on the wall of the warehouse. It made a ticking noise every time a hand moved. The hour hand was almost on 12, and the minute hand was 10 minutes away from it. I gave the muscular man a signal in his palm behind my back and waited patiently. I handed the gun to him. Lots of noises were coming from outside of the warehouse. It sounded like a lot of people and cars. At the same moment, the minute hand also hit 12. We both stood up and ran towards the back of the warehouse. However, I didn't expect the muscular man to suddenly trip and fall after only a few steps. His legs were presumably numb and stiff after being cramped up for so long. Those 2 guards were wide awake now. Multiple gunshots echoed inside the warehouse. They never intended to let us get out of here alive, and there was certainly no reason to hold back anymore. And then I saw holes exploding all over the muscular man's body, right in front of me. Fuck you all. Monsters. Bastards. Motherfuckers. Go to hell! I turned around and raised my gun. In the chaos, a bullet hit my thigh. Suddenly, all the other bullets, still flying in the air, seemed to be moving in slow motion. They were so slow that I could even see their rotation, and the vapor trails after them. I realized that he had woken up. When I woke up, I was lying in a cheap motel somewhere. I changed into some clean clothes. There was a half-eaten sandwich and a glass of orange juice on the nightstand next to my bed. I opened my left fist. As expected, there was a note with a message that looked like it had been written by a child.
These new clothes cost 50,000.
I survived. But Tue Johan had got what he wanted too. Again. I had lost another important person in my life. Again. Who is this muscular person to Kang Baekya? Like, the fact that he was able to just give him a signal, like, while not facing each other, just writing it on the palm, was sounds like they've worked together previously. I mean, he was very angry at him dying. I like that his other personality understands that clothes cost money. But let's solve Jimmy's public embarrassment and keep Kang Baekya from having to go to another funeral. I didn't expect this to be one of the things we could change. Okay, well, since we know that FPSs are a game that you can play in VR, I wonder what happens when we move this over to Kang Baekya's side. And have Jimmy play in FPS instead. I can't believe that's a line you can change. Perhaps they were desperate to try to stay awake. The two guards even started watching porn together on their phone. Lots of noises were coming from outside the warehouse. It sounded like a lot of people in cars. At the same moment, the minute hand also hit 12. We both stood up and ran towards the back of the warehouse. However, I didn't expect the muscular man to suddenly trip and fall after only a few steps. His legs must have been numb and stiff after being cramped up for so long. The sound of us falling over alarmed the guards. They never intended to let us get out of here alive. There was certainly no reason to hold back anymore. Multiple gunshots echoed inside the warehouse. Okay, no, the guy still dies. The only difference is just that the guards start watching porn. So, now that did nothing for us. This game was so nauseating. Made the right decision to have my partner carry the gun. I was so wise. The game felt super boring if you weren't actually shooting something. Took the 10 grand helmet off and threw it back into the drawer. Rocky was still snoring in his bed. He had probably stayed up last night again for a soccer game. Never mind him. I was going to head out and roam the streets now. I put on the smart glasses that I had bought a while ago and snuck out of school. Into the real, three-dimensional world. Alright, this is rank S for Jimmy. So changing it to an FPS was like the best thing. So if I change my position back here with Kanbekya, I guess the difference is if I put it before or after the porn. Let's put it after the porn so that the guards are distracted. Okay, guards watching porn. There we go. Just in case her legs were too stiff to run, the muscular man and I quietly shifted around a bit to loosen up our legs. Lots of noises were coming from outside of the warehouse. It sounded like a lot of people in cars. At the same moment, the minute hand also hit 12. We both stood up and ran towards the back of the warehouse. By the time the two guards noticed we were gone, we were already taking cover behind the cargo containers. Any time now. Just a little longer. The guard with the gun was walking towards the back of the warehouse, and the other one was behind him. I needed to stall a little longer. I couldn't let them come any closer. I stared at their stretched shadows on the ground. I had the barrel of my gun peeking out from behind the containers. Then I pulled the trigger, and my first shot hit the right hand of the guard in front. Seeing their partner hurt and screaming in pain, the other guard stopped moving towards us out of fear. And then the garage gate slowly opened. They were here. Right on time. Well, that was nice and easy. Really was not expecting a porn game. See, the thing with now that we've had the little thing about the doodle and Jimmy's letter, I am very curious what this math here on Gilman's letter is. That might be something I see with the other endings. For now, though, we have another new bit of information here for Bekya. His favorite weapon, the Glock 43. And that's it for this video. Next time, we've got Alicia talking to someone named Jack. We've also got some more letters. You know what? I'm gonna stop guessing who's got what letters now. No, that probably is Bekya. Gyeongmin and Bekya. Watch me be wrong. Next time, of course. We'll see you then.